Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw Absol from Pokemon. So I'm going to draw the character facing in that direction, a 3/4. So we're going to start with the head. We'll start with the eye on the left. So starting on the top of the eye, we're going to curve down towards the front of the eye in this little motion here. So starting on the outside, we'll curve down. From here I'm going to do a slight overlap, so the upper line is going to overlap the bottom line. So I'm going to draw a curve, almost like a nice half circle for the bottom of the eye and tucking it underneath the top line. From here, let's draw on the eyeball. So here at the top, I'm going to draw a curve for the eyeball, and then up here, we're going to draw a circle for a highlight. Let's go ahead and draw the right side eye. Now this eye here is going to be actually a little bit smaller because the character's facing that direction. So start with the top line first, starting on the inside, curve to the outside of the eye. Now with this curve here, I'm going to draw it a little bit flatter. So a little overlap, and tuck that in underneath the eyelid. And up here, I'm going to draw a curve for the eyeball, and then a little highlight circle at the top here. From here, let's draw in just a little bit of the interfacial detail. So down below the eyes in between, I'm going to draw a straight line across, a little short line. And then I'm going to draw a V, and then just color that in black, just for the nose. And just below that, and just over to the left slightly, I'm going to draw a little curve for the mouth. Now that we have that in place, now we can start figuring out how big the face is actually going to be. So just above this eye, I'm going to start, there's a little hook that sticks out the side of the head here. So what I want to do is I want to start at the end of it. I'm going to draw a curve coming down towards the eye. From here I'm going to curve up and just over this eye and just past the eye. So curving up, past the eye and up. Now from here I want to come in a little bit and just draw the profile of the face. So just around the eye, I'm going to come in towards the eye and just down. From here I'm going to curve around the eye, almost like a half circle, up to this point here. I'm going to leave a little gap here just for that little horn sticking out. So what I want to do is I want to start up here, draw a little point. That's my starting point. And curve around just below this mouth. Nice rounded curve. And then I'm going to connect with this side on the end. Just coming up and just smooth that out like that. From here, now we can draw that little horn or that blade that sticks out. From this top line, I'm going to curve up. From the bottom line, I'm going to curve down and out. So it gets a little bit wider as it gets to the end. From the bottom here, I'm going to curve out and just give a little bit of a swoop up. From this point, I'm going to curve out to the tip of the blade. So I want to make this blade quite long, up to about here. I'm just going to draw a blade tip like that. I'm going to go back to this point and just connect those 2 points with a curve. Just close that off like that. Okay, so now that we got that, we're going to draw in the hair and the mane. So the hair actually gets tucked in underneath this blade handle. So I don't want to start here. I want to kind of come up here because it's going to come down on the back side. So what I want to do is I want to draw a curve around the top of the head and come down just past that hairline on this side here. This is going to curve down. It's going to continue down to about there, just past the chin. From here I'm going to curve and reverse the curve underneath the chin like that. Let's go back to the back here. I'm going to draw the hair coming up past this handle and out. So I'm going to imagine this curve going down behind that handle, coming down. From here, I'm going to just kick it outwards. From this point, I'm going to come back in, so it gets a little bit thicker as it comes in. Now this is where we draw in some of the fur. From this point, I'm going to curve out again with a slightly longer line, and then I'm going to curve it back in. Now from here, I want to start working my way towards the center. The center of the mane here gets really long, so I want to put my finger down probably around here. From this point, I'm going to curve in the opposite direction. I'm going to come back up, and then I'm going to do that again. I'm going to come down again, just drawing some hair fibers, and then coming back up. From here, I want to do an S curve, coming down to the point at the bottom of the mane. So at the start, we're going to come down and in, and then flatten out. We're going to come down as we come down towards the bottom. From this point, I'm just going to curve up towards the face and let it vanish off. We'll do an overlap. So halfway between this line, I'm going to curve up again. Now from here, we're going to do a similar thing that we did on the left side. We're going to curve down, and then we're going to curve back up. Now here we want to kick it out the opposite direction, so curving out. Now here I just want to tuck this in underneath the chin with a nice little curve like that. Okay, so we got the head, we got the mane, let's get into the body. So we're going to have the body again sort of positioned in this direction, so I'm going to have to draw the things that are overlapped on top first. So that thing is this front leg here that comes up this way. So we're going to start up here, the body's going to come down this way. So I want to locate sort of the shoulder area, which would be right underneath this mane here. So starting with the back of the leg, I'm going to curve down towards the elbow. Now from here, I just want to curve out in the opposite direction and then curve it back in. So I'm doing a curve this way, back around the elbow. From here, I'm going to curve out towards the bottom of the foot. Now here, I'm going to round it out. So the bottom of the foot gets rounded like this. Now we're going to have to overlap some claws. From here, I'm going to draw a little socket, so a little half circle, and then I'm going to go across with a straight line. Now let's draw that claw. From these 2 points, I'm going to connect them, but I'm going to draw a curve to the point of the claw, and then an opposite curve going out to that point there. We're going to draw one more claw back here. It's going to get tucked in behind this foot. Starting up here, we're going to curve down, and then we'll curve that back in behind that foot. Now there's one more claw here, so I'm going to draw a little mini socket like that. From this point, I'm going to curve to the tip of the claw like I did on this side. I'll connect those 2 points with a curve. Now from here, all I want to do is come up towards the elbow, so in that same line, and then I'm going to round this out, so doing a little reverse curve, and then from here I'm going to tuck this in underneath this mane with the curve going up. Okay, so we got the leg. Let's get into the body. Now this body gets overlapped on top of the back leg, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the back in first. So here's the shoulder. I'm going to draw the back slightly above, coming down towards the hind leg. So back here, I'm going to draw a curve, just coming up like this. From this back, so the body's going to end up right about here, so I'm going to have one of the legs coming down this way. I'm going to reverse the curve around the back like that. From here, let's go and draw the hind leg, so the back end of the leg. So from this point, I'm going to curve out. So kicking out towards the heel of the hind leg. From here, I'm going to curve down, just like I did here. Now from here, I'm going to draw a socket for one of the claws in the back, and then again, drawing a point like that. Now from here, I want to work my way towards the front of the foot with the claws. So again, like I did over here, I'm going to draw a line across. I'm going to draw a socket, so a half circle. And then from here, let's move our way in towards the tip of the claw. So from this point, I'm going to curve down, and from this point, I'm going to connect those 2 points with a curve. Now from here, I just want to round out. So from this point, I'm going to round out the front of the foot, just like I did on this side, but it's just flipped over. From here, I'm going to draw the bottom edge of this claw, and then tuck that in underneath. From here, from this curve, I want to curve up towards the knee, right here in line, and then do an overlap for the hind leg. So overlapping and curving up towards the belly. From here, I'm going to do an overlap. So now the belly, I just want to make the body about that thick. So I'm going to start down here and curve in and down below and behind this leg. And then up here, I'm just going to imagine this body coming up and tucking in underneath that mane. For the back legs, all I need to do is just show a little bit of this side on the back here. So I'm going to start up here, curving down like I did over here, and then curving the opposite direction behind the front leg. You're going to see a little bit of this on the back side here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up here, draw a curve, do an overlap, and then tuck that in behind the front leg. And then you're going to see a little bit of this toe. So I'm just going to draw a little half circle, and then that claw, starting from the top, curving down, and then connecting that with the bottom. Let's draw the last leg. So the front leg on the opposite side on the right here, I'm going to draw the back part first. So this leg is going to be, you're going to see a little bit of an angle more than the front leg here. So I'm going to come straight down, and a curve down around the same height as this leg here. I'm going to round out the back heel of that foot. We're going to draw a socket, and then from here I'm going to draw a claw. So one, and then tuck that in behind there. Draw a straight line across, and we draw a mini socket, just like I did on this side. We're pretty much doing the same thing here. Curving down to the claw, and then the bottom edge as well. From here, I'm going to round out the top of the foot, and then do a smooth curve going up and behind this mane in this direction. Just like this. And we're going to draw the hint of one more claw in behind. So we're going to draw a curve, and then tuck that in behind. Let's draw in the little thorns on the back of the heel here. So curving up, and then curving back behind the leg. We'll draw one more back here, and then behind like that. The final step, we're going to draw the tail. So it's basically from this point, we're going to curve out to the tip, like this. And then there's two curves going in, back, and towards that starting point. So from up here, curve down, and then taking that point and connecting to that side there. The final thing is that little gemstone in the center of the forehead. So the big oval, starting from the top, curving down, and then back up to the top again. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Absol from Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please give us a like, and make sure you check out our Pokemon playlist. I have new characters added every Tuesday. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. you.